How much do you truly know about Black history? Is your knowledge merely what you've been taught in school? These are questions that might make you pause and ponder. It's a consideration that takes us beyond the surface, beyond the usual names and faces we've grown accustomed to associating with Black history. Our understanding of history shapes our perception of the present and our vision for the future. And yet, a significant portion of Black history has been overlooked, underplayed, or outright omitted from traditional school curricula. It's like trying to complete a puzzle with missing pieces. And those missing pieces? They represent the struggles and triumphs, the contributions and innovations, the resilience and resistance of Black individuals and communities throughout history. Imagine the countless stories of courage and determination that remain untold, the numerous inventions and innovations that remain unattributed, the myriad of movements and milestones that remain unrecognized. Picture the vibrant tapestry of Black history, rich with intricate patterns of culture, intellect, and strength, only to have parts of it faded out or completely erased. This lack of representation has led to a gap in our collective understanding, a void in our shared narrative. It has resulted in a lack of awareness and appreciation for the monumental roles Black individuals and communities have played in shaping the course of history. From the valiant Black soldiers who fought in American wars to the revolutionary thinkers of the Harlem Renaissance, from the trailblazing Black women who championed suffrage to the brave souls who resisted slavery, from the innovative Black scientists and inventors whose contributions have transformed our world, to the vibrant Afro-Caribbean culture that has left an indelible mark on global arts and culture. These stories and many more form the unseen chapters of Black history. And that's why we're here, to illuminate the hidden corners, to bring into focus the forgotten figures, to tell the untold stories. It's time to delve deeper, to look beyond the well-trodden paths of history textbooks, to uncover and explore the underrepresented events, figures, and movements of Black history. Let's delve deeper into the hidden events, figures, and movements of Black history. Together, let's complete the puzzle. Together, let's rediscover and reclaim the unseen Black history. In 1921, an affluent Black community in Tulsa, Oklahoma, was burned to the ground. This was no ordinary neighborhood. Known as the Greenwood District or Black Wall Street, it was a beacon of African American prosperity and independence. However, racial tension simmered beneath the surface. A false accusation against a Black man led to an armed standoff. The result? A white mob descended on Greenwood, looting and torching homes, businesses, and churches. Over 2 days, an estimated 300 African Americans lost their lives and nearly 10,000 were left homeless. Despite the magnitude of this tragedy, it was largely ignored in history textbooks and national dialogue for decades. It was only in the late 20th century that the Tulsa Race Massacre began to be acknowledged and studied for its stark depiction of racial violence. The Tulsa Race Massacre is a poignant reminder of the racial violence that has marked American history. It's a chapter of our past that we must confront to understand the path towards racial justice and equality. The civil rights movement was more than just Martin Luther King Jr. While King's charismatic leadership and inspiring speeches are often the face of the movement, let's not forget the countless others who played pivotal roles. Figures like Bayard Rustin, a key advisor to King, who was instrumental in organizing the 1963 March on Washington. Or Ella Baker, who worked behind the scenes, mobilizing grassroots activists and emphasizing the importance of local leadership. Then there were organizations such as the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, or SNCC, which played a key role in the freedom rides and sit-ins. The Southern Christian Leadership Conference, co-founded by King, led the charge for desegregation and voting rights. And let's not overlook events like the Montgomery bus boycott, sparked by Rosa Parks, or the Birmingham campaign, which brought national attention to the violent resistance faced by Black Americans. The civil rights movement was a multifaceted struggle for equality and justice. Black women played a pivotal role in the fight for women's suffrage. This powerful truth cannot be overstated. In a time when the tides of change were stirring, Black women like Sojourner Truth, Ida B. Wells, and Mary Church Terrell stood at the forefront, advocating not only for women's rights, but also battling the double prejudice of race and gender. They delivered impassioned speeches, organized protests, and penned articles that articulated their struggle for equality. Sojourner Truth's "Ain't I a Woman" speech remains a poignant testament to this day. Ida B. Wells, a journalist and activist, tirelessly exposed the horrors of lynching while advocating for women's voting rights. Mary Church Terrell, the first president of the National Association of Colored Women, worked to uplift Black women and champion suffrage. Their efforts laid the groundwork for future generations, inspiring a legacy of resilience and activism. Black women have been and continue to be instrumental in the fight for equality. Black soldiers have fought in every American war, yet their contributions are often overlooked. From the Revolutionary War to the conflicts of the 21st century, Black soldiers have stood on the front lines, defending a nation that often failed to recognize their humanity. In the Civil War, they fought for their freedom, with over 180,000 Black men serving in the Union Army and Navy. They battled not only Confederate forces, but also systemic racism within their own ranks. In both World Wars, they served with distinction despite segregation and discrimination. The courage and resilience of the Tuskegee Airmen in World War II, for instance, challenged stereotypes and helped pave the way for desegregation in the military. From Vietnam to Iraq and Afghanistan, Black soldiers have continued to serve and sacrifice, often leading the charge for change within the military. Black soldiers have made significant sacrifices for a country that has often denied them their rights. The Harlem Renaissance was a cultural revolution, and the Black Panther Party was a political one. Let's delve into the Harlem Renaissance first. This was a period during the 1920s and 1930s when African American culture was flourishing in literature, arts, music, and social commentary. It was a time when Black voices echoed in every corner of Harlem, New York, offering a new narrative that challenged the status quo. Artists, writers, and musicians like Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, and Duke Ellington were at the forefront, crafting works that celebrated Black experiences and identity. Their creativity wasn't just a form of expression, but a bold statement affirming the richness of Black culture. On the other side of the spectrum was the Black Panther Party, a political revolution that arose in the 1960s. Unlike the Harlem Renaissance, the Black Panther Party was a direct response to police brutality and systemic racism. Their mantra, "Power to the People," was a call to action for social justice, racial equality, and community control. Leaders like Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale advocated for self-defense and provided essential community services, such as free breakfast programs for children and health clinics. While the Harlem Renaissance and the Black Panther Party were different in nature, they shared a common goal: to uplift Black people and challenge the societal norms that sought to marginalize them. The Harlem Renaissance used art and literature as its weapon, influencing the perception of Black culture, while the Black Panther Party used political activism, shaping the conversation around Black politics and civil rights. In essence, these two movements were catalysts for change. The Harlem Renaissance redefined how Black culture was perceived, inspiring a sense of pride and self-worth within the Black community. The Black Panther Party, on the other hand, challenged systemic oppression and fought for political power, leaving a lasting impact on the fight for civil rights. These movements have shaped Black identity and culture in profound ways. Black history is rife with systemic discrimination and remarkable resilience. Indeed, few things illustrate this dichotomy as starkly as the practices of redlining, medical experimentation, and the overlooked contributions from Black scientists. Let's start with redlining. A term coined in the 30s, redlining refers to the systematic denial of various services by federal government agencies, local governments, and even private sector entities. This was done by literally drawing red lines around neighborhoods predominantly occupied by Black individuals. The implications were far-reaching and devastating, leading to a vicious cycle of poverty and disinvestment that still affects these communities today. Moving on, we delve into the dark history of medical experimentation on Black Americans. The most notorious example is the Tuskegee syphilis experiment that lasted for 40 years, from 1932 to 1972. In this unethical study, hundreds of Black men were misled and denied treatment for syphilis, all under the guise of receiving free health care. Such instances of medical exploitation have contributed to a deep-rooted mistrust in healthcare systems among Black communities. But amid the shadows of prejudice and injustice, Black individuals have consistently risen to the occasion, making significant strides in the world of science. One such individual is Dr. Charles Drew, a surgeon and medical researcher who revolutionized the understanding of blood plasma, leading to the creation of blood banks. Then there's Katherine Johnson, a mathematician whose calculations were crucial to the success of NASA's Apollo missions. And let's not forget Dr. Patricia Bath, who invented a device for cataract surgery that restored sight to people who had been blind for decades. These are but a few examples of the countless Black scientists and inventors who have pushed the boundaries of human knowledge and capability, often in the face of racial discrimination and systemic obstacles. Despite systemic obstacles, Black individuals have made significant contributions to science and society. As we continue to uncover hidden Black history, let's remember to honor and celebrate these triumphs, even as we acknowledge and learn from the injustices of the past. Black history extends beyond the borders of the United States. There's a riveting tale of resilience and rebellion that took place in the Caribbean, known as the Haitian Revolution. This was not just an ordinary uprising, it was a 13-year-long struggle, from 1791 to 1804, that saw enslaved Africans in Saint-Domingue, now known as Haiti, rise against European colonizers. The Haitian Revolution holds a special place in history, as it was the only successful slave revolt that led to the birth of a free nation. This victory was not only a triumph for the Haitians, but it sent shockwaves of hope throughout enslaved communities across the Americas, proving that the chains of oppression could indeed be shattered. But the journey of Black history doesn't stop there. Let's fast forward to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, a period marked by the Great Migration. This was one of the largest internal movements in the history of the United States, where millions of Black Americans moved from the rural South to the urban North, Midwest, and West. This mass exodus was sparked by the search for better opportunities and escape from the oppressive Jim Crow laws of the South. The Great Migration resulted in significant demographic shifts that have shaped the cultural and political landscape of America to this day. It gave birth to vibrant Black communities in cities like Chicago, Detroit, and New York, leading to cultural explosions such as the Harlem Renaissance. From the fiery spirit of the Haitian Revolution to the transformative journey of the Great Migration, these events are cornerstones in the narrative of Black history. They serve as testaments to the indomitable will of Black people to seek freedom, justice, and a better life against all odds. These events have shaped the collective Black experience in the Americas. Black culture is diverse and influential. It has left an indelible mark on the world, especially in the realm of music. Afro-Caribbean culture is one of the richest and most pervasive examples of this influence. Originating in the vibrant islands of the Caribbean, this culture is a unique mix of African, indigenous, and European influences, a testament to the region's complex history. It has given the world a wealth of music, dance, folklore, and culinary traditions, each one a vibrant celebration of life, resilience, and community. Afro-Caribbean rhythms and melodies have seeped into the global soundscape, influencing different genres of music around the world. One of the most notable examples is reggae, a genre that emerged in Jamaica in the late 60s and has since become a worldwide phenomenon, thanks to artists like Bob Marley. But the influence of Afro-Caribbean culture doesn't stop at reggae. It has also played a pivotal role in the birth and evolution of hip-hop, a genre that has shaped global music and culture for the past 5 decades. Hip-hop originated in the 70s in the Bronx, a borough of New York City with a significant Afro-Caribbean population. The genre was born out of a fusion of African-American and Afro-Caribbean music traditions, from blues, jazz, and soul to reggae and calypso. The pioneers of hip-hop, individuals like DJ Kool Herc, a Jamaican immigrant, infused their music with the rhythms and spirit of their Caribbean heritage. They created a new form of musical expression that spoke to the experiences and struggles of marginalized communities. Today, hip-hop is a global force, influencing everything from fashion and language to social and political discourse. The legacy of Afro-Caribbean culture from the vibrant rhythms of reggae to the powerful beats of hip-hop, is a testament to the resilience and creativity of Black communities. Despite facing adversity, they have used music as a tool for expression, resistance, and celebration. Black culture continues to shape global trends in music, fashion, and language. Black history is rich, complex, and integral to understanding the world as we know it today. It's a tapestry woven with threads of courage, resilience, innovation, and culture that have profoundly shaped our global society. Yet so much of this history remains hidden in the shadows, overlooked or downplayed in conventional teachings. Knowing Black history is vital because it offers a fuller, more accurate picture of the human story. It reminds us of the countless Black individuals who have fought for justice, built empires, sparked revolutions, and contributed significantly to fields like science, arts, and culture. Moreover, appreciating Black history helps us confront uncomfortable truths about racial injustices, discrimination, and the resilient spirit that has continually risen against these odds. It provides context for the ongoing fight for racial equality, making it not just a matter of the past, but a crucial part of our present and future. By understanding Black history, we can better appreciate the contributions and struggles of Black individuals and communities. Now that you've got a glimpse into the hidden aspects of Black history, it's time to take action. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There are countless stories, events, and figures that have shaped our world profoundly, yet remain obscured by the shadows of mainstream historical narratives. It's up to each of us to seek out these stories, to learn from them, and to share them with others. This is not just about preserving history, it's about understanding the present and shaping the future. It's about recognizing the strength and resilience of Black communities throughout history and their significant contributions to society. So let's keep the conversation going. Read more, learn more, share more. Engage with the people around you, and let's work together to bring these stories into the light. Please like, subscribe, and share this video to help spread awareness of Black history. Together we can make sure these stories are not forgotten.